Hello to my beautiful collectors out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your monthly forecast for August 2026. Hello there. Okay, we are in eclipse season, all right? So, um, just so you know, this might be a difficult time for some of us. We may be um, interacting with people who may be aggressive, just so you know. So don't take it personally because everyone is going through something at this time because the eclipse have a tendency to make things more potent. Okay? So, just so you know, before we get into the dynamics of the forecast, I'm sorry I didn't have my um, transmitter close to me, so what you may hear may be low in volume. Um, but anyway, I'm going to keep it moving. So, we start eclipse season on the 12th of August, which is a new moon, and it's going to be at 20 degrees of Leo. Okay, so wherever Leo is in your chart, this is where the dynamics are going to be happening for you. And we have a full moon and a partial lunar eclipse at 27 degrees in, no, at 4 degrees. I'm sorry, it's going to be on the 27th at 4 degrees 54 seconds in the sign of Pisces. Okay, so we're going to start out with this new moon. And you know, the new moon is about planting new seeds. A solar eclipse is like seeds being shot, being shot out of a cannon, you know, because it's going to be pressurized or on steroids, something of that nature. Okay, you get the same fresh start energy, but it's faster, louder, and less negotiable. Okay, so just beware of your own presence when you're doing your day to day activities. So, eclipses tend to accelerate what's already ripening in your life. So, whatever you've been working on, thinking about, trying to do, this is where the eclipse is going to be focused. So this could be like a job you've outgrown, the relationship that's ready to deepen, and the creative projects you keep postponing, things of that nature. Okay? Eclipses rarely bring something out of nowhere. That's a Uranus thing. They bring the inevitable that will come, but it's coming sooner. Okay, so you can expect the effects to unfold over the next 6 months because this is usually the growth period here. All right, the big deal with the eclipse is because of the three other parties in the mix. Yes, we have three other big planets playing around with this eclipse energy. Okay, so we have the sun, which rules Leo. Okay, so a solar eclipse here hits the heart of the target because you know Leo is all about self, um, loving self, fun, and just ego energy. Okay, so Leo rules over self expression, confidence, creativity, romance, children, and leadership, which is the whole business of being seen and shining. So, this is Leo's energy, being seen and shining, and be in a position of authority wherever Leo is. Okay? When the ruler of visibility itself goes dark with this eclipse, and then returns, the message is hard to miss. An old version of how you shine is ending as a truer one can begin. Okay, so this stellium, it's rare, but we have Mercury, Jupiter. They're both traveling through Leo alongside the eclipsed sun and moon, which means that there are a concentration and an enormous amount of celestial energy in one sign. Okay? So there's lots of work going on in that particular area. So Mercury brings the word, the ideas, and the announcements. Jupiter brings the growth and the luck. Okay? Together, they turn from a solo note, ah, into a whole chord. Okay, if you're into music, that's how you can look at this stellium here. Okay, so we have Jupiter entering Leo on June the 30th and will stay there until July 2027. Okay, expanding everything. Leo touches. The eclipse lights up for the long haul. So whatever begins in August on the 12th has a benefactor behind it, Jupiter, for the next year. So lots of wonderful things could be showing up for all of you, but in particularly the fixed signs. Okay, we have Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio in particularly. All right, but there's going to be some good stuff for all of the signs as we move forward into this energy. Okay, so this is the intro to August, and I'm going to start working on the individual charts. So see you on the other side. Hello to my beautiful Sagittarius risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro, and this is your monthly forecast for August 2026. We are in eclipse season, okay? And with eclipse season, whatever changes that we need to make about who we are is happening. Okay, it's happening because eclipse is a force beyond our control that is going to push us in the direction that we should be in order to achieve some goals that we've put on hold. Okay, all right, so here we're just going to get into your forecast, but check out the introduction. I'm giving you more tidbits about this eclipse season before you get into your forecasts. Okay? So on August the 12th, we have a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Leo at 20 degrees. And on the 27th, we have a full moon partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces at 4 degrees 54 seconds. Okay? So on the 12th, the new moon solar eclipse in Leo is going to be in your 9th house, Sagittarius rising. And this is your home. This is where, your joy is. Jupiter is here. We have a stellium with Mercury, Jupiter, the sun, and the moon as well. That's going to be happening here. So we got some intense energy that is at play where you are out to discover, what else is out there. So, Sagittarius rising, you may experience a strong pull towards a new course of study, spiritual path, or physiological philosophical framework that feels more aligned with your heart. Leo is, the heart, rules the heart, all right? You may be offered to teach, mentor, create content, or share your perspective in a more public way. There is the chance that a trip, retreat, or international connection will mark the before and after in your worldview. Okay. You may come to the realization that your old beliefs about success, morality, or what is allowed for you are too small. And choosing something more generous and life affirming. Okay? Now that's what Sagittarius rising will do. And it's expansive because it's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is also this spiritual energy for Sagittarius looking outward, when it's with Pisces, it's looking inward. Okay? So on the 27th, we have a full moon partial eclipse in the sign of Pisces. And Jupiter also rules the sign of Pisces as well. But we're looking inside, not outside in this case. So we're working, or Sagittarius rising, you're working on your inner and your outer, expectations as well, which is really good because Jupiter is here to help. This is the sign of, the planet of, good fortune. All right, so you may experience changes or decisions around where you live, such as moving. And this is happening in your fourth house of home. This is happening where your ancestral energy is. This is about real estate, your private life, your physical place that you live, your family, your parents as well. Okay, so also in this Pisces energy, you want to set some boundaries for yourself because you have the tendency, or you will have the tendency, to want to caretake, heal, fix, and, overdo. And you need to give more to you, set those boundaries so that you can, have enough energy for yourself. All right. So in the fourth house, and I said you were moving, you may be rearranging your space, creating a sanctuary, redefining who belongs in your home. You may be releasing emotional tension tied to your childhood, parents, or ancestral patterns, such as finally naming a long-held hurt, or forgive a past event. You may come to realize that you've been caretaking or absorbing others' emotions at home to the point of depletion, prompting clearer boundaries or new agreements. You may experience a heightened sense of intuition, vivid dreams, or memories that push you to understand your family story or your inner foundation differently. Now that's good because in the fourth house, this is about inherited patterns, that we are sometimes not aware of. And with this eclipse, there's the opportunity to let it go, recognize it first, see what it is, and know that that is not in alignment with who you are becoming as a person. Okay? So there's a lot that this eclipse is unpacking, but for you Sagittarius rising, it looks like there is You have the goodness because Sagittarius is protecting you through this eclipse season for sure. So you have the 6 month process before we see the outcome. So just so you know, until next time, bye for now.